Hello everyone, and welcome to the 93rd episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict, you may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me as always is my friend, co-host, and man who is an ocean away, both literally and in our hearts. Frederick is here on the screen. Yeah.
On the screen. We should just record my face throughout this entire pod.
Because it doesn't move. You do like a marionette doll, your mouth just doesn't move. So, yeah, we're back with a relatively up-to-date pod. I mean, it's still a week early, but still.
Yeah.
We are, in fact... that reminds me, I have to upload the other pod today. I totally forgot. Okay. Note to self.
Note to self, don't horribly disappoint GC.
Like we've done on so many occasions.
Yeah, this will be our 90-second trying not to do it.
So, what was I going to say? So yeah, we're back. I'm in America currently. Because, you know, I mean, because I wanted to.
It's my own choice. It's totally not a kidnapping.
But yeah, no. And Freddy's back in Denmark. So we're
But yeah, no.
That's a shout, you know. So
That's a shout, you know.
we're doing these long distance recordings. Also, I mean, just between
It's so difficult.
between you and me, and I guess the listeners. I am currently, I don't want to say sheltered away in the basement, but
Oh yeah.
the house.
But the bombs are going off out on the street.
God, it's so dark. Like I've been kidnapped and bombed and stuff. But because you know when there are family gatherings and stuff, and when you're seeing family for vacation, the house can get a bit crowded. So of course the basement is the only place.
Is there a family gathering, or are you just?
Well, it's just like family meeting for vacation stuff. You know, like you hang out
There's
with
a family meeting going on right now, and they're all missing you. They're sitting around a big table. No. Where is the mastermind?
It's a Knives Out-esque moment. No, just, you know, when the whole family kind of gathers in one house, it can get a bit crowded and hard to record. So I am currently hiding away in the basement, and so if you can hear creaking floorboards and stuff.
You can hear the ghosts haunting. Yeah, and that'll be it.
Well, this is where I saw that ghost that one time. I think
I was just about to say.
Story. Yeah.
Have you told the ghost story? Yeah.
I think I have, but it's genuinely a lovely basement, but it is...
genuinely a lovely story.
I love the ghost. Anyway, today we're just going to be doing some mini reviews, because, you know, it's a shout, you know.
It's because it's a shout, you know.
So, firstly, I'll go first.
It's been a while since
I've stockpiled mini reviews here. And yeah, in case you don't know, this is just where we go through the stuff we've seen since the last pod recording. So let's just talk about different stuff. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, some of it topical, some of it not. We got, you know, some new stuff, A Quiet Place 2, Loki, Raya the Last Dragon, you know, some good stuff. Ooh. But first thing, speaking of Disney stuff, I did in fact watch I'm a Sad Italian Fish Boy, the movie.
Luca.
Yeah. I'm so happy you got that immediately. I thought you were like, what? But no, yeah.
I haven't even seen it, but I can imagine.
Yeah, it's about...
How's that?
It was pretty good. It's a Pixar movie, I think. So trash. No. Yeah, so it's about the thing is, it's basically
terrible.
I basically wanted
pretty
to
good,
burn
but the thing is, it's basically the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
No,
Luca the Fish Boy.
It's good. It's just exactly what you'd expect. It's sort of, I think, because I'm now an elderly man who has seen almost all of the DreamWorks movies and a lot of other things probably, but I know how kids movies work, how like the formula and all that kind of stuff, and it's just, I don't want to say it's boring, but like, I don't know, you know exactly what's going to happen.
Whenever I see a kids movie, I know that formula.
I've cracked the code. These stupid kids don't even know what's coming, but I do.
I'm 10 moves ahead of these stupid-ass kids.
But, yeah, so, you know, every story beat you kind of predict. And there's, there's the friend, you know, the part where the friends start not being friends, and then their true secret is revealed and all this stuff, and it's just like... but it's a good movie otherwise. It's fun. It has fantastic animation. It has some funny moments. It has, you know, the typical Pixar stuff you'd expect. It has some sweet stuff. It has a fish boy in Italy. They do a pasta eating contest at some point, I think.
This sounds a little bit... Is there not much conflict in this movie, or what?
No, there is, because they're fish boys.
Oh no, he dies.
Oh no, there's a war going on in the whole time. No, because he's a fish boy, but then he has to pretend to be a human, and so he becomes a human, and then they're like, "You're a fish boy, and we hate fish boys," and it's like, ah.
It's like that mermaid movie. What's it called? You know, the
Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
Oh, that's okay. Well, also that.
The Little Mermaid?
No. It's like live action where some mermaid like gets washed up, and then like she grows legs on shore, but then if she gets wet, she gets her mermaid tail back.
I don't know. I don't know this. It sounds like a Barbie movie, to be fair, so I should know it, but it's like that, yeah. Except
so I know that formula.
Except it's probably much better. It's a good movie. I realize I started off just horribly insulting it. It's a good movie. And also my one big complaint, kind of spoilers, although, you know, you know the formula, but at the end, this horrible villain man who just is like the worst human being ever. I mean, he doesn't do anything that bad, but he's just so annoying, and he like just like punches little children, I think, at some point. But anyway,
short round style.
Exactly. I was really hoping for like some kind of horrible end to him. Like, I know in a Pixar movie you can't have like Army of the Dead.
I want a crocodile to munch him.
Yeah, you can't have an Army of the Dead tiger mauling sequence. But I was hoping for a little more than just spoilers. He just gets thrown in a fountain, and then they're just like, "We don't like you anymore." It's like, I don't want to say like you should have run him over with a car or anything, but like,
here's the keys to my Tesla.
But, like, I thought there was going to be, like, some kind of... Because he's throwing spears at the fish boy the whole time. I thought there was going to be some kind of comeuppance where he gets a spear thrown at him. Like, at least it pierces an arm or something. I don't know. I think because of the last pod, my mind is just in a very violent, horrible place. But anyway, I was hoping for a bit more comeuppance.
How would I beat Luca's enemies?
Revs up car? Also, I hope he's not like meant to be a 10-year-old character or something, because I think he's supposed to be like an adult who's like doing this competition, but like if he's just a kid, that'd be pretty horrible. What I'm saying.
Well, you'd know if he was a kid, right?
Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to distinguish, because he might just be like...
He does have a mustache, but...
Well, exactly.
He has a mustache?
But like it's like that, like, you know, like 13-year-old kind of like thing, so it could be... I don't know, it's hard to tell with animation. What? Anyway, if he's a kid, I would not want him to be hit by a spear. Anyway, so Fish Boy, I'm Italian was pretty good. Go ahead. What's yours?
Fish Boy, I'm Italian. I've got one very nutty one.
Okay.
That I think you will enjoy.
Ooh. It doesn't involve Tom Cruise.
No. It involves the Black Mirror episode with Mackie.
Oh. Oh, that's the one episode I've seen.
Oh, you have seen it?
It's like the only episode I have seen, yeah. Don't ask me why.
Let's talk... If you know what goes on in that episode, you'll find that strange, but believe me, it was completely random.
I definitely didn't search up Mackie sensual video game.
Mackie fucks the game.
Mackie puts his penis in a PlayStation controller. No, okay, cut that. Anyway, also I hope my whole family can't hear me recording this right now, because that'd be unfortunate.
They just hear Mackie puts his dick in the game. Well, yeah.
Like, also, this episode is like really complex themes or whatever. We're just like, lol, Mackie put his dick in the game.
Yeah. I have to say, I know it's supposed to be a huge commentary on some grand thing, but genuinely, all I could think about was me laughing my ass off as Mackie gets naked in the game and has sex with his best friend.
I mean, it is a weird episode, isn't it?
It's a strange thing. I imagine this is just like a biopic from Mackie's life.
I guess, again, it probably, you know, it has beautiful message about, like, sexuality and
video game sex.
Well, okay, yeah, that too. But also Mackie and the bad guy from Aquaman.
It's got beautiful things about the story, but also beautiful things about Mackie.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a... I don't know. A lot of Black Mirror fans say it's a bit of a stinker, but I haven't seen any other episodes really, so like I think it's the best.
I mean, it's definitely not as good as the first seasons, but like of the later seasons, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and I had like
I think I liked it a lot more because it was Mac as well. Like some random dude, I would not have found it as interesting.
It does have the nuttery level of Mackie, but genuinely, I thought like on its own, it was like a pretty interesting kind of concept and execution, but yeah, I mean, but also this is the pod, so of course we're going to make it about Mackie's.
Of course you're going to tear it down.
Mackie's Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do apologize if this is a very complex episode and I started out with, I've got a nutty one for you.
It's a symbolism for some great war or something.
The War of Luca the Italian Fishman.
Yeah, but
so I watched that on a plane, which is worrying.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure the flight attendant was like, is
that Anthony Mackie?
Just screams it in your ear. Sorry, is that Anthony Mackie?
No, don't watch him during takeoff and landing, please. So yes, go on. What's your next one?
On a, I guess similarly nutty note. Although not similarly like in the type of nuttiness, but nutty nonetheless.
Okay, it's not at all nutty. Moving on.
The YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event. I just thought we could.
God, you said it with such gusto. The YouTubers versus TikToker boxing event. You should be Ron Perlman in those UFC events.
Dude, those are my favorite videos on the whole internet.
I love Ron Perlman. Dude. He's so good.
Yeah, what did you think of the YouTubers versus TikTokers event that happened a while ago?
When did that happen, actually? Like, it was
a month ago. Deji got,
the only YouTuber to take the L.
Yeah. And he was the, like, lock to get it done, but,
Exactly. He's literally the one guy everyone thought he would win.
He got pummeled.
Funny how fate works sometimes, eh?
Yeah, especially when you're Deginald III.
Deginald III.
I think it was your
really
support
comes through the screen sometimes.
What an iconic moment. I think it was your support for him that jinxed him. And also his lack of any kind of training, probably.
Yeah, maybe that as well, but I assume the first thing was more so.
Yeah,
I like that Bryce Hall got destroyed.
Yeah, there were some great memes that came out of that. It was very good. Yeah. See, that's the thing that's so good about, like, I know people hate, like, the YouTuber fighting or whatever, but also, if someone annoys you, you get to see them get the shit beat out of them. It's amazing.
I know, yeah. It's great. I mean, hopefully, if they win Jake Paul style, then it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah, if Olatunji gets knocked out by Jake Paul, that would ruin the whole.
Oh my god! If Olatunji, KSI Olatunji, by the way,
yeah.
Deginald already happened.
Yeah, been there, done that.
I don't know how he would ever like recover.
Yeah.
From that.
So let's hope that doesn't happen. But Big Gibber got a win. That was good.
He did. Robbed in the beginning, but then
he got the W.
Well. Was there something about, like, Austin McBroom owning Social Gloves?
Oh, yeah, there's a whole controversy about... Well, first of all, okay, this is actually what I wanted to talk about. And I hate to seem like I'm bathing in the failure of others, but it just is funny when people...
But I often do.
It's just funny when people think they're the most socially relevant, popular human beings on the planet and have the biggest wake-up call. Because these people, before the thing, Austin McBroom, who... I mean, I get he has a ton of YouTube subscribers. No one is buying a pay-per-view for Austin McBroom. Like, come on, dude. Like, so he was saying, yeah, I think we're going to do, like, 2 million pay-per-view buys. I think we'll do 2 million. Just for the record, only one UFC event has ever done more than 2 million pay-per-view buys. And
what was, which
It was
event
McGregor
was that?
Khabib. And the one this weekend,
God.
McGregor Poirier 3 might do it, but, like, that's crazy to do 2 million. That's fantastic. Like, to get 1 million on a $50 pay-per-view. And so then apparently they did 136,000 pay-per-view buys, which is kind of hilarious. Because, like, they were saying 2 million. And so, and also,
that's not great.
Apparently no one got paid. Apparently he's the CEO, allegedly. I'm not trying to get sued. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true for a fact. But allegedly, no one got paid. And I will say, again, of course it's unfortunate when you do a thing and you expect to get paid and you don't get paid. However, I do think it's okay.
Well, isn't that illegal?
Well, yeah, he's probably I don't know if he owns it, but, like, you know, whoever is behind it is probably going to get sued. I think, I think it's okay to make fun of this, one, because they're already, like, rich social media TikTok millionaires, like, come on. And two, it's just, there's something in the irony of them in the press conference being very unlikable, where they're like, why are you doing this? And they're like, I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the money. And then, like, you don't get paid.
Get no money.
Come on, there's something in that that's a little bit like poetic justice, I feel. But anyway.
Well, True Jordy was saying that people were getting, like, 5 million each or something.
Yeah, well, that was what they were supposed to get, and now, like, the whole event probably didn't make 5 million. I mean, it was so funny, the delusion of, like I admire, I'm not trying to, like, laugh at their failure, because, like, I admire that they did this. Like, I've wanted another YouTube boxing event, because the other ones were fun, but, like, they got the Hard Rock Stadium, no one was there, it's like like tens of thousand capacity arena. There were like 100 people there. It looked like, and they charged $50. Like they thought, and they got all these musical performances. Like they thought they were gonna make millions. I was like, how are you putting on a boxing event and you don't know how pay-per-view numbers work? Like,
yeah.
If
and also like you don't have any of the big names there. Like
no. No offense to Big
like,
Gibber and Reginald, but like
it's
Anyway,
I don't know. It sounds a little bit delusional, as you say.
Yeah, but entertaining fights though. So good stuff, I guess.
Some Michael Lee guy got knocked out by FaZe Jarvis.
Yeah, never thought I'd have to talk about a FaZe Jarvis knockout, but yeah, here we are.
But alas. Well, I think now that we're on the subject of talking about things that actually have happened, should we talk a little about the Euro 2020 games or 2021?
Should we ever? Also, by the way, if you don't care about this, there are time codes down below. Just if people are here for the movies and Italian fish boy men, you can click around. But yeah, let's get into the Euros a little bit.
Well, I mean, bittersweet to talk about now, obviously.
Yeah, we took a bit of an L on the pre-recording announcements and such, where we said Denmark was going to win 6-0. Also, oh my god, I haven't told you this yet, but I have a crazy conspiracy I heard. Again, allegedly, so I don't get sued. But I was told by sources
owns England.
But I was told that there's a conspiracy that the man holding the laser pointer pointed in Schmeichel's eyes
Boris Johnson.
Was Big Josher. I'm not even kidding. There's apparently...
Really?
I haven't seen this, I've only been told, but there's apparently, like, pictures or footage of the sidemen shining laser pointers, and the green one is in the hands of Big Josher. So I'm not saying that that's what it was, and again, I haven't seen any of this, but I'm just saying, if that was the case, can you imagine the fallout of the end of the sidemen?
Genuinely, the sidemen would get...
Like, sued. Like...
Yeah.
Really?
Like, killed.
Like, Big Josher going to jail.
like Big Joshua done.
Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry,
okay, well, let's talk about... Obviously, there's the whole thing with Eriksson. Has a heart attack on the field.
Yeah.
Is, like, legally dead for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he's given CPR, defibrillated and everything. Obviously, a huge shock.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And then, yeah, they're made to play through that game, which is also a terrible decision from UEFA, I think. But then, afterwards, they freaking pull it back, they get through, and then they have some amazing games. And, like, without their star player, they still make it all the way to the semis, which is the longest we've ever gotten since 1992.
It was so close, because we did so well. Yeah, I'm really...
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even a big...
we were the only team in the Euros to score against England so far.
True.
I hope Italy.
Yeah.
I hope Italy destroys.
Not gonna lie, I hope Italy wins 100-0. No offense to our English, no movie guy commented. Okay, I don't watch football generally, so I don't know if this is like just a thing you do in the stands in football. But like the way they were booing like the Danish national anthem.
So UEFA started a lawsuit against like England as a team because of they booed the national anthem, which is like not very nice. So they're like filing against that, and then also the laser pointer and the ball being on the court, right?
Yeah.
So
and so if Italy demolished them on their home turf, I won't lie. I mean, I love you, England, as a country, but in terms of football, I would love that. I would love that.
And football fans, you're kind of annoying as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Not coming home.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, this will be coming out after the game, so I hope that Italy won
that game. I hope it
game.
Didn't come home.
Yeah, I hope it
didn't come home, but that it went to Rome.
Yeah, I hope it went to the fishmen in Italy.
I hope Luca walked onto the pitch and shot a massive penalty kick.
Yeah, but we did really well. Kasper Schmeichel is a fucking
he's a Moor.
Yeah,
he's a wall to all our non-Danish listeners out there.
But it was I wrote something here about when we were playing against Belgium. I just want to say, and no hate or anything, but I do want to say I hate the Belgian goalkeeper, so kind of hate. He was horrible.
Me too.
He kind of punched a guy. He took forever, and I also thought it was funny when the Danes started throwing stuff at him, which again is extrrely hypocritical because I hated the English fans being annoying.
But it was also kind of funny.
But when the Danes started throwing at him, I was like, yeah, that's what you got.
Well, little fun fact, not very fun actually, but he's also a terrible person in real life because one of his teammates called De Bruyne. Do you know them?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah. So he had a girlfriend, right? And then the goalkeeper basically his girlfriend cheated on De Bruyne with the goalkeeper, and then now they're together, and now they hate each other.
Wow. Well, I mean, he seemed like an absolute asshat, so I'll just put that out there. And no offense. I have to say, yeah, just on football in general, I will say definitely not my kind of game. Because I have to say,
I mean, it's the hype of this.
No, I loved it with like the Danish thing, but I will say also, if I can just say, and I know it's because like I'm not used to watching football. I'm used to watching UFC. I know it's like a normal thing in football, but the way it's just a thing that people just flop over when they're like poked on like the side of the arm, like it's so. I find it so pathetic. I get it; it's part of the game. It's not like they're being wimps or whatever. They just have to do it, I guess, now because like everyone does it.
Yeah.
But they even show slow-mo replays of it, and it's like, and everyone just accepts it. I'm like, you look like a moron. Like you're riding.
You're not Yoel Romero who eats head kicks, are you?
Like, yeah, I'm just saying. Like, it just frustrates the hell out of me.
No, I get you. Well, I had to say, and this is not me being biased, although it may sound like it, but the Danish team are not all that bad when it comes to that. I don't think they fake as much as other teams.
No, I can't remember that many. Yeah, dude. Well, moving on here. I mean, I guess we can talk about the like big ones first, and then if we have time at the end, just run through the other ones, so we make sure we get the big ones in there. Because we can just go a little in depth. Because I see you've been binging the Hittelmeister.
Ooh, I have been binging the Hittelmeister. I haven't seen the latest episode 5, I think, but otherwise I've seen all of them.
Oh, the one where Thanos returns and Hittelmeister kills him?
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But
pranked. Psych.
It's guys, just it's a prank.
Freddy got owned. Just putting it out there.
It's lol.
Just leaning into the mic.
Lamau. Rafflecopter.
But yeah, what are you thinking so far? Spoilers for Loki.
Honestly, I kind of like it. It's quite enjoyable. I like the nuttiness of the Hittel.
He gets to be more nutty
Loki.
in this, doesn't he? He gets to return to his nutty Hittel ways, because
his nutty Hittel ways.
Because for some of the films he's been a bit too like, not stoic, but I guess he got to be a bit nutty in Ragnarok. But he's a little bit too Hittel stoic.
Lamau.
But
Lol.
he plays into he's overacting a bit, but like in a fun way, you know?
Yeah, exactly. What
do you think of the Loki on Loki? What's the word for it? There's been some questions about like what that qualifies as and if it's kind of weird. I think it's kind of weird, but like,
I guess, but
for multiple reasons, I think it's sort of like the concept of it is sort of already, weird, but it is a weird fantasy world with time travel and whatever. But then just the execution of it, even if they were just completely different characters or whatever, I just feel like their dialogue and their like flirting is just kind of, I don't want to say cringe.
It is a little weird,
but
I don't want to say it makes me vomit in my mouth, but
I don't want to say it seems like Hiddleston has never spoken to another person romantically before, but I don't know, isn't it just kind of like awkward a little bit?
It does, sometimes it is, yeah. I mean, I think they got very close very fast, I have to say.
Yeah.
I think that was a little Baby Driver-esque, where it's just they're suddenly like they care. For me, it takes 6 years to get to know a person, let alone like them.
And we're on year 5, so
yeah, so soon.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's alright. I don't find it that weird because there's a lot more weird things going on.
Yeah.
So
Owen Wilson being present.
I'm there for it. I really like Owen Wilson.
He is wonderful, isn't he? He's got a great stash. He's contender
hope,
for best stash.
Spoiler alert. I hope he's not dead. Like, I really, really hope he's not dead. Because I've been watching the reviews.
On
the BHL channel.
My extremely well edited, well thought out reviews.
Really, it was really sad. Because I sat and watched one episode and immediately went to yours to get a reaction. And then back. Yeah. But yeah, I have to say, my least favorite episode, I think, is the one called, is it Lamentus?
Yeah, that's the one everyone hates. I didn't mind it, personally, but
there's just a weird sequence. I don't know if you, I don't think I've seen the review for that one yet. It's like basically when they get into like the town where the evacuation thing is, and then the moon starts exploding and everything's fallen.
Yeah.
It feels so much like you're watching like a video game cutscene. The way it's shot. The way it's shot and everything, and the dialogue is just like, it's so NPC. It's like, Loki over here, and then like pans and like run that way, and then they have to run this way. It's so like cartoonishly weird. And yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but it's just it really threw me off. I was like, what game am I playing here?
That's interesting, because I didn't even think of that. I thought that was like the highlight of the episode, because it was like a one-take kind of action sequence.
It was a one-take, but it just looked so strange to me.
Now that you say that, it did look a lot like a video game cutscene, which is kind of funny. But I think most people's problem with that episode was it was just kind of slow and meandering, and like they kind of just like a lot of conversations about like, if I'm a Loki, what makes a Loki a Loki? Here's some fireworks.
Loki. No, it was legit like a 7-minute scene where they just sat at the tables like talking about what love is. I'm like,
yeah, some of that I think they lay it on a little thick.
There's some stupid shit.
And like I think the dagger thing was supposed to be like kind of like insightful, where like people on Twitter go like, oh my god, when he said love is a dagger, I was like, and I'm like, I thought it was meant to be a joke, and I thought it was kind of funny. Which I think it was like,
I was sitting there like, nah.
Yeah. I know how it could put some people off, but especially the episode you haven't seen yet, I just love how it like leans into being this goofy, like throwback sci-fi kind of tone, like sort of a Doctor Who, old Star Trek kind of like, I feel like it fits this character really well, that they chose this tone and story for him. And I have to say the action is definitely my least favorite part so far.
The action's not great.
It's just
especially
really
like
clunky.
the hand-to-hand combat.
And like it looks like a coordination video a little bit, you know, like they're trying it out, and like I don't want to say Hiddleston doesn't move like a martial artist, because I would never insinuate something that crazy.
But he looks like he's got 2 left feet.
But like he's doing these spins and like these really awkward like dodges, and I don't know, it looks super coordinated, and I don't know. Anyway.
Also, there's like I keep getting surprised at the Hiddle's power, not Loki's, but the actual Hiddleston power.
Like in his punches, or
no, like when they're in the town that's collapsing because of the
moon, that
like
threw me off.
And he suddenly like holds it up. I'm like,
I was genuinely
for a second I was like, that?
Yeah, can he just stop? I was like, is he reversing time or something? Like, what just happened? That was a bit
genuinely
strange.
He was like, he had like the Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he hit that Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, he hit that Mr. Doctor. So I was like, I'm a little confused as to what his powers are. Like he's got fireworks in his hands. He can reverse buildings, and he can
kiss himself.
Make himself look like he can kiss himself.
I'm assuming he
will.
What
a power!
Yeah. I wish I had that. Do you think if you met the female version of yourself from another timeline that you'd immediately fall in love with her?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would also fall in love
with the version of you from another timeline.
I was just asking for myself here.
Yeah, I mean, because I think it works like kind of like because Wilson sort of makes fun of it as well, where he is kind of a narcissistic character, so like it makes sense he would fall in love with himself, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's also done a really good job of like building the twists and the mystery throughout. It's kind of like I'm genuinely curious where it's going to end up. Yeah, and I think you have a good. I think you have a good episode coming up to watch. It's a fun one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that happens. Hiddle magic.
I knew. I don't know. I don't want to sound like a dick here or like some pompous asshole, but I knew from the very beginning that those timekeepers were gonna be some fluke.
Yeah. Like, you said spoilers. I was like, spoilers for Loki.
Yeah, like come on. It was so blindingly obvious that woman was bad. And,
well, she was really. It kind of felt. Have you seen that YouTube video where it's like, this video game requires you to read subtle facial expressions to tell if someone's lying, and then it's like the person's face just going like the whole time, and it kind of like it kind of felt like that, like not her facial expression, just the way she was talking. She was like, the timekeepers are watching this very carefully. It felt like someone talking to their kid about Santa Claus, like where they know it's not real and they're kind of like playing it on. I was like, you could have made it a tiny bit more subtle, no? Like, I don't know.
Come on, Owen's not an idiot.
But when we saw them for the first time, there was a doubt in my mind for a second when I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I made myself look like an idiot on the whole internet because they are real, but Also, dude, I've gotten so many
But no,
predictions wrong.
I am really smart.
I've gotten so many predictions wrong. It's unreal. It's so funny.
Did you?
Like, every single video I've made, I'm very sure I say, like, yeah, so I think in the next episode this will happen, and, like, the exact opposite happens. So, that's the power of BHL. Like. Let's see. Do you have, like, a bigger one? Not bigger than Loki, of course. That's impossible. Hiddleston is a grand man in political stature.
I watched... Okay, I'll save the anime for another time.
Yes, finally.
Not to roll that intro. I watched Wolf Creek 1 and 2. Have you heard of this?
Creek. Yes, but I cannot for the life of me think of what it is now.
It's basically like a scary thriller kind of thing, and it's kind of sickening almost. Like it's a gross movie. It's like the thing is because it's based on real events, right? Where it's basically like in the Australian desert.
Yeah, the Mr. Sunday talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah. Genuinely one of the evilest villains, or like most despicable villains I've ever seen in a movie. Like he is just he is so like I think like it's a very very powerful performance. Not because like I don't even know if the acting's all that great. Because it seems like this is a bad thing to say. It comes very naturally to him. It seems.
Don't say that. He's like a murderous serial killer or something.
Just like just like the things he does. It's like, oh my god, it's awful. Especially in the second one, where in the second one, it gets a little bit like over the top and ridiculous. Where the first one's a lot more grounded, I think. But yeah, it's basically like the movie starts out with saying like 30,000 people go missing every year in Australia. Right? It's like 90% of those are found within the first month, but afterwards, like most are never seen again. And it's like whatever happens to those 3,000 people that aren't found, and then one of these things, and then this movie's based on one such event, right? And it's like especially the first one, it starts off being very like the first almost hour you're sitting there like, what is this? This seems like a very like shitty teenage like beach movie,
right?
And then it like takes a sudden shift and it's insane. So I mean, I recommend if you're sitting there watching or wanting to, sitting with friends, it's pretty good to watch with friends, and not a bad movie.
Well, I will. Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like a super intense horror thing, which I don't know if I.
I mean, it doesn't have jump scares, which for me is what's bad about horror movies, or as many jump scares.
Okay. It's more like a psychological horror, and then also horrible violence, probably. Yeah, that stuff. I remember hearing about it from Mr. Sunday, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna avoid that movie.
I'll steer clear.
Well, speaking of horror stuff, kind of.
Oh?
I did in fact watch Krasinski Hides from Monsters Part 2, and by that I mean he's in it for very little, but A Quiet Place Part 2, really really good. It was surprisingly short, like it was sort of, I don't know, which I think helped it because it didn't like go too long. It didn't try to I feel like sometimes sequels and like horror sequels, they try to explore like the origin of the monster more and like develop it more, and then it gets like really long and it gets sort of less scary or like less impactful. And this one, no, it was just like a straight up like sequel where it's pretty simple what happens, but it's really well done. There's Cillian Murphy, Peaky Blinders man. He's there. He's really good. What's her name?
The Peaky Blindersman.
Emily Blunt takes a bit of a back seat in this one. She isn't in as much. Although she still gets a lot to do.
Peaky Blindersman, is he the main dude?
Kind of. I think the main character, I mean, they're all sort of the main character. I think the main character might be the daughter even, if you think about it. I feel like this was in the first movie as well. So I'm going to say continues to be one of the most annoying characters in film. Like,
she is really just awful.
Like, obviously the performance is great, and like she doesn't, by the end her actions are kind of justified, but some of the stuff she does in the film, I'm just like, it's like idiot.
You little brat,
you selfish idiot. Like, it works out in this film because like it's a movie, but like if this was the real life, which is, it's kind of, I mean, it's not a realistic premise, but she's just like, we have to go save these people, and then like, no, you idiot, we are barely surviving, and then she's like, okay, and then she just leaves and runs away, and then Killian Peakesman has to run after her, and like
Killian Peakesman.
And again, like
he's getting more and more perverted the more we talk about him.
Yeah, it's a horrible name. Yeah, so I arrested Killian Peakesman.
So please state your name for the record. My name's Killian Peakesman.
Guilty. But and then like,
but I'm the judge. But I'm part of the jury, Your Honor.
God. I'm just imagining Cillian Murphy just sitting in the jury, just being dragged away by the security guards. Like, but I didn't do anything. But I mean, and again, like her actions are justified throughout the film, but like they shouldn't be realistically, you know, like they should be. She does this stupid thing, and then she immediately gets eaten up by the monsters. And also, I don't get why you've lived in this like environment for like a year and a half at this point, I think, and you're still trying to open doors, and like you know what's gonna happen. The door's gonna slam, and then a monster's gonna come. Like I don't know. It's sort of some of that stuff, but it's genuinely a great film. I keep going to the negatives. I guess it's just more fun to discuss, but really great film. It's like tense. The horror stuff is still great. It has some spooks in there, some good tension. Genuinely, the first scene, and this isn't really a spoiler, but the first scene is like the origin that you see in the trailer. Like when they first come, one of my favorite scenes in a movie I've seen this year. Like one of my favorite segments, because like it's really well established. Like it just feels like everyday life, but the sound design is amazing because every single sound you hear, you're like cringing because like you know something's gonna come. Like,
yeah.
But it's just everyday life, and then seeing how like everyday people handle it when it first happens, and like it's so genuinely a phenomenal scene. Plus, it does feature Krasinski, which helps a little bit. But
of course,
yeah, great. Yeah, it sets up for a sequel at the end, which is coming out in a couple of years. They've already announced. It's good. It's really good. It's really tense. It's a horrible movie to watch. Like it's all just like harrowing and like depressing and scary, and like everything just sucks for these people. But like it's very well done. Also, I hate to spoil things. Spoilers, I guess, but very minor, but I can spoil it for you. There is a cheeky cameo by who?
Not who.
Yeah, it happens. So, yeah, anyway, that's A Quiet Place 2.
I assume he gets eaten immediately.
No spoilers, but it isn't immediate. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, this is a Actually, no. I'll talk now that we're on the scary part. I watched Conjuring 3.
Oh, the devil made you do it. Lol.
Lol. Have you seen this one?
No.
I mean, not a great movie. I don't. Unpopular opinion. Like they're certainly scary at times, but I don't think the Conjuring movies are very good in general.
No, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's pretty.
It's not because they've got such a huge like fan base behind it. Like,
no, they're popular, but I think they aren't great, are they? I've seen the Nun.
I really don't think so. Nun. The Nun is awful. Like this is in fairness better than the Nun.
Okay.
Nun. But
weaknesses. Nun.
This is all the Nun script.
God.
But like. Yeah, not great. Like it's. I don't even remember what happens. Like the devil is
made them do it.
Wait, oh my god, that ties into what I'm about to tell you about next.
Oh,
brilliant.
Well,
anyways, yeah. Okay, wait. Shut up. It's like a devil that takes possession of someone, and then I still don't get the woman's powers, like of the couple. And they always say it's based on a real story, and I'm just like. What?
Yeah, sure.
Like, what are you doing, right?
Shut up.
Cringe. So, I yelled at the movie as I was watching it with my friends. This is garbage, and they all really like it. So I'm like,
of course they do.
They
are morons, as you remember.
I don't really love it, and yeah. It's probably not the best of the three either, so yeah, not my favorite.
Well, I have a bunch more. I think I'm gonna do one more, and then I request that you do one more, and then we save the rest for next time. Because I mean, to be honest, it's not the most pressing of time things that the other ones are. So the last one I'll talk about here is, because we're on a little bit of a time crunch. I hate to say, but Raya and the Last Dragon. This is the new Disney movie.
I really want to watch this.
It's quite good.
You don't sound happy.
No, it is.
Are you okay, BHL?
It hurt me. No, it's very. I think it has more of an interesting, like, structure, or like, I don't know. It makes the cliches of these formulaic children's films, which I'm so over, but it hides them better. Like it makes them a little bit more different. It's not as obvious exactly. Like, of course, you know where generally it's going, but like it doesn't follow exactly the cliches that you're expecting in every other kids film, which I appreciated. The animation is absolutely phenomenal. It's genuinely like crazy how good the animation looks. I'm like, how can you, like, I don't know.
How can you even be allowed to do that?
And it's so like smooth, and like people's facial expressions and stuff. It's incredible, and like the backgrounds and like the settings and stuff. It's amazing. I will say, like, the movie, without spoiling it, like, have you seen the trailer? Like, do you know the general premise of it?
I know, I've seen the trailer, yeah. But yeah, don't spoil it too much.
No, I won't. But like, basically, the first bit of it I really loved, and it's sort of a more like epic feeling, sort of like not Lord of the Rings-esque, but like.
Does it give you Indiana Jones-esque feelings?
No. Terrible comparison. Don't ever talk to me on this podcast again.
that's my bad.
Yeah, that's the one time you try to like come in with a great sort of point of comparison, and it's like, no, it sucks. Actually, that was bad.
Actually, that was awful. Please.
that made me cringe. No, I mean, not really. Like, it has sort of adventure elements to it.
The most down-putting thing. That made me cringe.
No, I mean, like, it didn't really make me feel it when I watched it, but I can see some sequences are quite like Harrison-esque, but it starts in this sort of kind of grand, like, story sort of way, and then there's a point, and I think that it's shown this right. The dragon shows up, the last dragon, played by Awkwafina, I think, and the film gets a lot more comedic and kids movie-ish, and it's good, especially when you settle into it. It's like, it's fun and it's exciting, but it's a pretty sharp tonal shift from this pretty like epic, like cool feeling adventure to this kind of like, it's a goofy dragon and she is making jokes all the time and she's kind of goofy, and then like, and
so the dragon talks?
Exactly, yeah. Which sort of like, from then on the film was I was a little bit less invested in it. I was like, okay, it's, it's fun, but it's not anything like crazy. But you do settle into it, and it gets good in it. I really enjoy it. I think it's a really, really good movie. I think you would really like it as well. Great action as well. And music, yeah. So it's good. It just, yeah, it sort of took a bit of a drop in.
Bit of an L.
In like my interest in it, but it was still good. I was still interested, but it was still, yeah. Anyway, talking myself into a hole here.
Fair enough. No, I really want to watch it. I'm stealing someone's Disney Plus and using it just to watch that.
Just without telling them.
That and Loki.
You broke into someone's house and just grabbed their computer.
I don't know them.
Yeah. Go ahead. Well, what's your last one here?
Ooh. So yeah, I'll save another one for next time. But I have finished Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, the Hun.
God, genuinely, such a good show. Like, I'm very happy I watched it. Very, very good. I don't think I'll watch the sequel show called Mayans MC or something, because that doesn't look very good. Like, the only reason I would watch that show is to see other characters from Sons of Anarchy show up in that. That's always cool.
Right.
But, such an emotional and like very violent last season, and the way it ends is just, it's heartbreaking. Honestly, it was.
Don't tell me the Hunnam dies. I mean, don't tell me anything.
Do you want it spoiled or?
No, I would say don't. It's on my radar.
It's on the formula. But yeah, like, because betrayals, murder, bunch of stuff happens, and it all just culminates. There's like, because like throughout the entire show, there's been like a few characters, like their presence has been like building up to this one thing, right? And then on the episode before the last season, it all unleashes, and then the last season is basically like all the aftermath of that happening, right? And it's just, it's epic, but it's so heartbreaking as well. Like,
Damn.
And Hunnam, amazing performance.
One of his best, you would say? Maybe the best?
Raymond Smith comes very close, but apparently this took a huge toll on the Hunnam as well.
Oh.
That because he got so into this character that it was very difficult for him to let go of it.
Oh.
So yeah, it's very method acting apparently. So I think he would keep up the American accent and everything off screen. So he had to kind of get back to the ways of the Hun after
to the Raymond Smith.
To the Raymond Smither. But yeah, genuinely such a good show. It's quite long, but if you've got the binging powers of Fidalgard, it's no
it's
match.
well worth the experience.
It's well worth it. Yeah, so
God.
I big recommend.
Fair enough. And you are thinking of a Hunnam styling.
I'm thinking of a Hunnam haircut,
yeah,
which might shock some of the fans.
Yeah,
just
because
because
shock me.
The hair's gotten just so long, and it's kind of unpractical now that I'm out swimming and everything now so much. I'm like, might as well hun it up.
I, for one, cannot wait to see that.
Oh, yes. Well, it might happen next week.
Oh, God, I'm not ready then.
Oh, my God. I need more time.
It's way too soon. Brilliant. Well, I do believe it is time for...
The Cnews.
You know it's poorly planned when before he's finished the sentence he starts typing, searching Tom Cruise. I believe it's time for...
Well, today's Tom Cnews is... also, sorry if this show is kind of moving a bit abruptly towards the end here. We are on a slight time crunch, but today's Tom Cnews is... apparently Russia is making a movie in space. That's it. and so apparently
it's got nothing to do with Tom Cruise.
So I went to the grocery store today. That's the Tom Cnews.
It's just so insane that Tom Cruise has to be in on it.
So yeah, the apparently, because Cruise and the guy, I can't remember his name, Christopher McQuarrie, I can't remember it. Boom. Who are making a movie in space? Remember they were talking about this the first movie in space.
Yeah.
And now Russia apparently to beat Tom Cruise to the thing, and by Tom Cruise I mean America, I guess. They're filming a movie in space is first, going in October. And so apparently it's story behind this. I looked up Tom Cruise, I clicked on the news section. Everything was about his daughter, which I feel is kind of a weird Tom Cruise thing to talk about. So I would just look for a
What about his daughter?
She posted a selfie, and I was like, that's not really Cnews. I kept scrolling until I found something that wasn't that, and it was about Russia and space, and they were saying so maybe it's a political thing to get in space before America does. I don't really know. I didn't really read it, so I don't want to speak too much on that. Anyway, Tom Cruise is going to space at some point is more of the point, I guess. Are you excited to see Cruise in space, I guess?
I'm worried that he won't return.
I think he'll go back to his home planet. Got him? Got
Nice.
the Cruise?
That's
Anyway.
hashtag zinger.
Hashtag badumtus. And now it's time for the announcements and such that we recorded a few days from now. Take it away, us. I'll just be honest. The audio for the announcements and such got completely messed up because something went wrong with my mic. So it sounds like absolute garbage. So if you just want to skip the announcements and such this week, feel free to. It's just terrible audio. If you still want to hear it, I've tried to fix it slightly, at least, so it's not completely horrendous, but yeah, not great. So sorry about that. Hopefully it won't happen again, but yeah, that's why. Just a mistake. But yeah, anyway, let's let's go. And we're back for the announcements and such. A quick little one, because Freddy's a busy, busy man on his way to just have the greatest of times.
You know me. Every time.
So we're doing little announcements and such on the go. So let's just quickly jump into it. Not too much stuff here, thank God. But let's see. First of all, Cian on the pod story asked where the new pod is, because I was very late and I kind of forgot to put it up.
Okay.
But you know what? I came through, and yeah, I apologize, and hopefully such tomfoolery will never happen on my part again. But I was a very busy man, and yeah, just.
I mean, also the time difference for you.
Yeah.
Americas.
Yeah, I'm out in America right now, so I and I don't think about other people ever. So.
And I don't really care about what Cian thinks.
Yeah, I hate every fan of anything I've ever created, really. God, someone's gonna clip that and just be like, look at this monster.
Look at this terrible dude.
Then in this podcast episode, I did in fact talk about a conspiracy that Big Josher was the one who shined a light in Schmeichel's eyes. I just want to say I have found evidence that is fake. By that I mean a video of Big Josher saying it is. So I don't want to get sued by Big Josher.
Well, I don't know. If you killed someone, would you say you did it? Or would you try to deny it? Hashtag Big Josher is criminal.
Yeah, you make a good point. Are you saying Big Josher has murdered people?
Well, yes, but more violently so. He's also at fault for the laser.
Yeah, true. That's arguably a much worse crime. Also, to be clear, Big Josher...
I'd say it's arguable.
Yeah, Big Josher has not murdered anyone. We don't want to get sued. Although Big Josher doesn't seem like the suing type. Anyway, comments on Pod 93.
He does seem like the murdering type.
No, he doesn't. Pod 92, rather. Let's see. I love this comment. Cal W says, Theory, Benedict and Frederick are just both in an insane asylum, and they pretend like they have a podcast, and the guards just release the audio for our entertainment. And Movie Guy says that's a shout, you know? So,
Okay.
just a very, very good.
I kind of like that theory.
And-
It might be true.
Yeah, totally inaccurate comment. Movie Boy says, my childhood is ruined now. When I see Olaf, all I can think of is PHL and FDK shoving his eyes down his mouth. Yeah, I'm very sorry, Movie Boy. Connor says, guys, Gromit is the dog, Wallace is the dude. Now that you've mixed them up, they will be under your bed. So that's like a horrifying, like, Babadook-esque kind of curse he's put on us.
Now that you've mixed them up, they'll be under your bed. It's a terrifying curse.
Jaden says, bro, get you seen in Lele IRL on the pod for the 100th episode. I don't know, that might be a shout, you know, but we'll see.
God damn.
Schedules might be tricky, because, you know, we all have so many productions to get to. But, yeah, you know, no spoilers, but maybe that's a bit of a shout, you know, maybe I'll put that in the document where I'm planning it, who knows? And Apurva says, what are your plans for the 100th episode? Michael Scarn says, have Brenton Thwaites and Dwayne guest star. That would be epic. There was a potential guest star who, that did not work out, which I guess we'll talk about. Which is...
Yeah, I look forward to that in the 100th episode.
Yeah, not the guest, but us talking about how it didn't work out. But, that was a bit of an L.
And we will slate him.
No, we won't slate him. I feel kind of bad for him. But anyway, yeah, we have lots of fun plans for 100th episode, so can't wait for that.
I won't say I'm angry, I just pity the fool.
Movie Guy says, that's a good sign with the time code. Let's see what the time code went to with crying faces. Good, I guess, that we will be able to. Okay, so it seems like, I think I said that, like, we're probably going to be able to continue the pod, and he's saying that's a good sign. So yeah, we'll talk more about our future plans for after the summer. But I'm working on ways to keep it, even if it's, you know, as we've done before, if it's in, like, a shorter episode capacity or something like that. I don't know, but we're gonna...
Maybe like, yeah, maybe not every week.
Yeah, but somehow, some way, we'll figure out a way to keep it alive. Don't you guys worry. But for now, it's all good, big episodes. So thank you for all the great comments. That was very fun. And then finally, the fan page. We just have one post, which was Mickelson saving a goal with the caption "oof" after Denmark lost. Which, yeah, was a bit of a...
That was,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love the post though, but yeah, it was a bit of an oof. However, we did also say in this episode that we hope Italy destroys England, and in a way they did, because they won. Big win for Italy, which we now retroactively claim as our own country, I guess, because
Yeah,
the Danes are just like...
Literally, it was actually like the world versus England.
Yeah, every Dane was rooting for Italy, which was kind of funny. And Movie Master 69420, great name by the way, says, if Denmark had missed Mikkelsen, they would have won. Very true. Now... we are also, so check out the fan pages, link down below. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and if you're listening there, subscribe to us on YouTube. That's the Poorly Planned Podcast on YouTube. We're very close to 1,000 subs. Subscribe, like the video, leave a comment.
How far are we from...
We're four subs. We were 3 last time, so, you know, it's a bit of an L. But,
Oh, okay, so...
Yeah. But, and also on...
That does not bode well.
on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Subscribe, leave a rating, whatever it is. Good stuff. All right, now back to the pod. Freddy, go have, you know, all the merry adventures you're going to.
Oh, right, of course.
Wow, I can't believe Cruise...
I can't believe England lost as Tom Cruise ran onto the field naked and shot into space by the power of his farts.
Yeah, no, that was pretty crazy.
And then the GoPro footage is going to be the movie.
So thank you very much for listening to this episode. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FTK_AdultSniper. You can find me on Instagram at FDalagard. And you can find me on YouTube at FTK_Gumming.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Tom Cruise, go to space!